It wasn't really me. What's his name? There were several other people that were involved in that campaign. So far, it's come in an underground level of awareness, and I think I thought the best thing I could do at the time when we saw David's trial was get the news out, right, that he was going to be in jail for as longer than he could not eat. So it was a life and death, and I knew he was ready to die before that, or not ready to die, but he expected to die, and he was ready. And so that happened right at, 1 month ago, July 5th, and at that point we just went out and tried to get everybody that knew him to know what's going on. And, you know, we did our best, and it got into Monday Magazine, but almost every other media outlet totally ignored us. And I've been hitting the A-channel Colonist, and they just ignored it. Finally today it's in the Colonist, but really it took his mother to push it through. And even then they have to run it with an article about how poor people are stealing shopping carts. Like, why do they have to run that? The media is so corrupt in the Camp Campbell thing. When they shut us down, just surprisingly, at the same morning that the court order was served, at that time, when the Crown decided to serve the court order, the newspapers were full of negative articles all about the toilet system, hygiene, and having dug up a garden on the legislature lawn. Michael Smythe had an anti-poverty protest article. Everybody, and it was it correlated. So obviously, whoever it was that wanted to deny us our voice and protesting poverty, those people also decided that they wanted to send out press releases slandering us and saying that we didn't know how to take care of ourselves hygienically. But if you ask me, it was so insulting, and they forced me. I was arrested, right? And it was a huge riot crew that came down, and I was arrested with David. And on the 28th, I went to the cops and I said, when David was abducted, okay, first he said, "I'm going for water, everybody." He left. Then he never came back, and so we looked around for him. We saw some police. We said, "Where's David? Do you know if he's..." It took him a long time to admit, "Yes, we have arrested him." Well, I said, "Well, you better take me too. I've got a knife I'll turn into you. I'll give you my ID. You better take me too." They said, "No, I'm not going to arrest you." Andrew was there with his video camera. I was really polite. I left and I went to the police station to ask what was going on with David. I got to the police station. I said what I was doing, and I sat down. They kept me waiting there for hours, and I watched other people go up ahead until the nice lady at the counter says, "You haven't been helped yet," and she mentioned it again to the staff sergeant or whoever it was that's on the desk in the front of the police station. Well, finally he took down my notes. I mentioned officer number 36, Fox, who was the one I asked, and finally said, "Well, I guess I'll have to leave this with Internal Affairs." And I'd asked him to arrest me, and I told him I had a knife I would turn into him. Well, that guy came storming out 5 minutes later and put me under arrest for a concealed weapon. And now the thing was on my belt. I wore it like this. It was an heirloom given to me from a friend of mine in Alberta. Now, I had another pair of pants on, but he arrested me for a concealed weapon before he didn't know it was concealed. And of course, I was in the police station, so I should have turned it in, but I didn't know. Either way, they put me through really fast. And he lied to me again and again and again, that policeman. But you know, you watch CSI Miami or whatever, they do that all the time, right? But usually to catch murderers, not to harass the poor or the civilly disobedient civil libertarians, right?